David's days continued as they always did, filled with quiet dread and the constant need to stay invisible. But now he had a new puzzle to solve. Each day he'd observe Mark, trying to reconcile the bully with the person who helped Mrs. Green. One day he saw Mark helping another elderly neighbor. It seemed like he had a soft spot for the elderly. David wondered, could it be that the same person who made his life miserable was also capable of kindness? Confronted with this paradox, David felt a seed of understanding begin to bloom. He realized that Mark's actions were likely born from his own struggles. It didn't justify his actions, but it explained them. David wanted to test a theory. What if he treated Mark with kindness? Would it change anything? So he decided to reach out. The next time Mark and his friends cornered him, David looked him in the eye and said, "Good afternoon, Mark." Mark seemed taken aback. His friends laughed, expecting a retort, but Mark was silent. David continued, "I hope you're having a good day." Mark's face turned a shade of red, but he said nothing. His friends were confused. Where was the fight they were expecting? David walked away, leaving Mark and his friends behind. It was a small win, but it felt monumental. David had taken control of the situation, not with aggression, but with kindness. From then on, David continued to greet Mark politely each day. He'd ask about his day, wish him well. Over time, Mark's hostility lessened. He stopped cornering David. His friends followed suit. David's days became less about surviving and more about living. He saw that kindness could disarm hostility, that understanding could bridge gaps. He learned that everyone has their own battles to fight, and sometimes those battles spill over onto innocent bystanders. But that didn't mean he had to accept it. He had the power to change the narrative. In the end, David learned that the world is not against him. There are people who may try to bring him down, but he also learned that he has the power to rise above it. He learned that kindness can disarm hostility, understanding can bridge gaps, and every individual has their own battles. Everyone can make the best out of a bad situation, and sometimes the best course of action is to be kind, be humble, and stay positive. Yes, life can be tough, but remember, so are you. You have the power to change the narrative and make a difference. In the words of the wise, be the change you wish to see in the world, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it.